Hey guys, and welcome back to Mamacorn Reads Reddit, where I bring you guys the best posts that Reddit has to offer. But before we carry on, make sure you hit subscribe and click that bell button so that you can be notified every time I make a new video. Today's subject, am I the... let's say butthole, because I don't think we'll get demonetized for that, so AITA, am I the butthole? Let's begin. Our first post for Am I the Butthole was posted by a throwaway account. Am I the butthole for telling my girlfriend her nannies were paid to raise her? Throwaway account because I don't want this linked to my Reddit account. I, 21 male, have a girlfriend named A, 21 female, who comes from a very rich family while I came from a middle class family, and while I did grow up with a lot of privileges, none of them were in the same level as hers. A grew up in a home where house staff, nannies and bodyguards were commonplace, and while she's a very nice and down-to-earth person, she always had a very sheltered reality. For example, she's the kind of person who has a savings account, doesn't eat out every day, regularly donates to charity, but thinks that Apple products are the perfect gifts for whenever she doesn't know what to get someone. A few days back, we were talking about holidays, and I asked her how she spent her Mother's Day, since her mother passed away when she was just a baby and her father never remarried. She just said that the only usual thing she did on Mother's Day was that she visited her mum's grave on the morning with her father. I got confused by that and then asked how she spent the rest of the day, and she mentioned that growing up she would make cards and give them to the nannies, and they would spend the day playing and eating the sweets that she'd asked her father to order. I just kind of laughed at that point, and she asked me what I was laughing about. Then I told her, "You know that the nannies were just doing their jobs, right?" She got annoyed and told me she knew that, but she was raised and loved, and the least she could do was give them their due. And that's where I think I might be the butthole. After she told me that, I joked, "Yeah, I bet the fat paychecks certainly helped them to love you." Because when I said that, she got quiet, grabbed her things, and left. Since then, she's been cold towards me and told me she's rethinking our relationship, but I really think she's overreacting. What do you guys think? Am I the butthole? OP, you are 100% the butthole here. First of all, your poor girlfriend, those people she loved, she looked up to, she cared for so much, that she made them cards and bought them gifts, because in her heart, they are probably the people who she looked up to as a mother figure, because she didn't have one. And for you to say that they are only in it for the paycheck, that's disgusting. And then on the other side of the coin, those people who helped raise her, their care workers, the maids, whatever they are, they did love that girl. Because I know many care workers, and especially when they have young clients, they grow loving and they grow attached to those people with all of their hearts. I'm going to put in a butthole scale here, going from 0 to 5. 0 being no buttholes, 5 being the worst. And for you, OP, for my first ever Am I the Butthole, you get 5 out of 5. And your ex-girlfriend gets 0. So we've actually got an edit here from OP. So after I posted my post and saw how it blew up, with everyone ripping me into a new one, I was still skeptical. But then, after I read some comments doing a breakdown of my post and pointing out how bad the stuff I said was, I started thinking maybe I was in the wrong. Then I started receiving messages from many actual incels saying they agree with me. After those messages, I saw, yeah, I'm the butthole. I went and apologised to my girlfriend, told her I was being an ignorant, spiteful, malicious dumbbutt, quoted from some of you guys, lol, and that I want her to know that what I said was bullish, and that even if she never forgave me, she should know I was just being a jerk for the heck of it and she did absolutely nothing wrong. She told me that she knew I was speaking out of my butt and forgave for what I said, but decided to dump me anyway. If things go well, we'll still be friends, but if not, At least we're parting ways amicably. She said she'll be fine, she'll go and spend some time with her father back at home for a while. I decided to stay single until I sort out my own issues, and that's it. Believe it or not, I read every single reply and saw how wrong I was about nannies and by default, all care workers. I won't justify what I said, because I think it would be a cheap attempt to erase away that I was a grade A, see you next Tuesday, and I will apologise anyway. Sorry for being an ignorant, dismissive, dehumanising, classistic jerk who dismissed the emotional aspect of these types of jobs. No one has to forgive me, but I want to apologise anyway. Well, thank you all for the input and insults. I very much needed them. OP, I'm really glad to see that you've learned the error of your ways and you've took people's advice to heart, because the way you acted, yeah, that really was at the top of the butthole scale. But since you have taken people's advice to heart, I am going to reduce your butthole points to 3 out of 5 buttholes. Now, why don't you guys let me know in the comments below? Do you think he deserves a reduction in points because he took on people's advice? Or do you think that what he did was unforgivable and he should stay at 5 out of 5? Let me know in the comments below. Our next post on Am I the Butthole is by a user who has given me permission to use their post but has asked me to block out their username. Am I the butthole for not wanting to throw out the dream catcher my aunt gave me? I'm going to try and make this as concise as I can. When I was 9, my aunt died. She was my favourite person in the whole world, and I was hers. She couldn't have kids as she was very ill her whole life, and she really wanted a daughter, so she would spend a lot of time with me. When I was 7, she went to a Christmas market type thing and bought me a rainbow heart-shaped dream catcher. I still have it now, and I'm 18. I count this as the last time we spent together, because after that she got seriously ill, and we couldn't spend a lot of time together. I have a few other things of hers, but most of her stuff got sold off to pay off her debts and medical bills when she died, so the few things I do have from her are very precious to me. In a Zoom call with a friend, she noticed the dream catcher and asked me about it. Was it made by natives? And she called it cultural appropriation and told me I should get rid of it. I said no! It's a sentimental item to me, and I'm not getting rid of it. I don't see how having it in my room hurts anyone, and it would hurt me to get rid of it. But I've been trying to research more about dream catchers and Native Americans in general. I'm looking for charities to donate to, and I'm going to buy a proper dream catcher made by a native. I do believe in them and understand their purpose. I know it's not just for decoration and aesthetic. My friend isn't native, so I'm not really sure if she has the absolute say on things like this, but because I'm also not Native American, I don't know if I'm the butthole or not. OP, I am giving you 0 out of 5 buttholes, because that dream catcher is something special to you, that has a place dear in your heart. Someone who is no longer here gave that to you, and it has major sentimental value. Not only that, but you've shown through your post, you understand the heritage behind them, you understand it's not just an aesthetic appeal to have something pretty in the room. Your friend has no business telling you what you can and can't have. I'm giving her 2 out of 5 buttholes because she really needs to keep her nose out where it doesn't belong. Our third post on Am I the Butthole is another poster who has given me permission to use their post, but they've asked me to block out their username. Would I be the butthole for subleasing to an older woman? I'll preface this by saying I was also a random roommate. I decided to sublease my apartment after having a slew of unfortunate events occur. I spoke to my roommates beforehand and let them know I'd be letting them meet potential roommates and to let me know if they had somebody in mind. 2 months has gone by. They've rejected at least 7 potential roommates at this point for various reasons, and I had finally found someone who seemed to fit most of the criteria they were looking for. They meet, and an issue arises. She's older than we thought, 20s versus 30s. My roommates both said she was nice, but one of them thinks it's weird to live with someone older. Meanwhile, they haven't given me anyone they'd be interested in living with, and I'm completely burnt out by this point. Would I be the butthole if I went forward with the older woman? even though my roommate said it would be weird. Edited to note, we're all on individual leases, so I don't actually need their approval on a tenant. I just gave them the option to make the transition smoother. OP, you are not the butthole. You've given your roommate so many chances to pick somebody suitable for them to live with. I mean, how do you go through so many people and go, no, 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 this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, when technically you don't even have to give them a choice. You're just doing it out of the kindness of your heart. I give you 0 out of 5 buttholes, and your roommates can have 2 out of 5 buttholes each. I think that's fair, don't you? Our final story of the day on Am I the Butthole was posted by JessBeck3839. Am I the butthole for not letting my pregnant ex stay with me even though she'll be homeless? I don't even know why I'm being made the bad guy here. My now ex-girlfriend was the one who cheated on me. Not only that, the baby I thought was mine for 8 months isn't mine either. We did that prenatal paternity test. We're still in the process of moving her into my house, so she hasn't been staying here that long. As soon as I knew, I packed the baby's stuff, told her to pack hers, and get the hell out of my house. My ex was crying the entire time because she didn't have anywhere else to go and the baby's due in a month. Her roommates had already found someone else to live in her old apartment and she's no longer on the lease. No family here either, so she really doesn't have anywhere else. But I was so angry and hurt, so I said, that's not my problem anymore. I mean, she knew there was a chance the baby wasn't mine, and just let me believe I was going to be a father. I have never felt so betrayed in my life. I feel like a stupid idiot. Our mutual friends have been giving me a lot of ish for this, while some are on my side but have sympathy for her condition. They said she has to sleep in her car for a couple of nights with all of her stuff. One of our friends is letting her stay on the couch, but she can't stay there long because the landlord doesn't want any more tenants. Our other friends don't have the space for her to stay because they have families of their own or live with roommates. Plus, possible COVID risks bringing someone who doesn't live into their home, so she really wouldn't have anywhere else to stay. She's begging me to let her stay in my house temporarily until she can get back on her feet once the baby's born, since she obviously can't work right now to afford her own apartment. Everyone is saying I'm being too callous about this, when there's a child involved who is innocent in all this, but I just can't imagine her being in my house every day after what she did, or to see a baby who isn't mine as a constant reminder of what she did living under my roof. I don't want her here, but I am apparently being too harsh because she's going to be without a place once the baby arrives. Am I the butthole? OP, you get 0 out of 5 buttholes, and your ex gets 5 out of 5 buttholes. I cannot blame you in the slightest for kicking her butt to the curb, even if she's got nowhere to go. I'm sorry, but she's had 8 months to find somewhere. 8 months where she's led you on and let you believe that the baby that she's growing is yours, when she knew there could be a chance that it was somebody else's. That isn't fair to you, it's not fair to the baby. And I really do hope she finds somewhere safe to stay. For example, a women's shelter. There's plenty of places like that that could take her in. I'm sorry that she has to raise a baby like this, but she should not have done this to you, OP. I am so sorry for you, for everything you are going through. Okay guys, that is the end of the video. I would like you to put down in the comments below if you agree with my butthole scores. If not, let me know which ones you think should be different. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more Mamacorn Reads Reddit. Bye for now!